Did you know that astronauts on the International Space Station recycle their own urine into drinking water? It's not just a fun fact, it's a necessity for survival in space. This recycling system is just one part of the complex puzzle of maintaining personal hygiene in zero gravity. From waterless shampoo to vacuum toilets, space hygiene is a world away from what we're used to on Earth. Imagine turning on your shower, but instead of cascading down, the water forms floating bubbles that stick to everything. This isn't a scene from a sci-fi movie, it's the reality astronauts face when trying to bathe in space. In microgravity, water doesn't behave the way we're used to on Earth. It forms spheres that cling to surfaces, including skin, making traditional showering not just impossible, but potentially hazardous for spacecraft equipment. NASA engineers had to completely rethink the concept of bathing for space missions. They couldn't simply install a regular shower in the International Space Station. The lack of gravity meant they needed to develop entirely new methods for personal hygiene that would work in this unique environment. In the early days of space exploration, astronauts relied on sponge baths. They'd use a washcloth, a small amount of water, and soap to clean themselves. This method, while effective, was time-consuming and used more water than ideal for space missions where every drop counts. As space technology advanced, so did the bathing solutions. The Space Shuttle era saw the introduction of no-rinse soap. This innovative product was a game-changer for space hygiene. Astronauts could clean themselves without needing to rinse off with water, significantly reducing water consumption and making the cleaning process more efficient. But what about washing hair? On Earth, we typically wet our hair, lather it with shampoo, and rinse it out under running water. In space, this would create a mess of floating water droplets. So how do astronauts manage? They use a no-rinse shampoo and a small amount of water. They work the solution into their scalp, just like on Earth, but instead of rinsing, they simply towel dry their hair. This method effectively cleans their hair while minimizing water usage and preventing floating water droplets from causing problems in the spacecraft. The innovation doesn't stop there. Today's astronauts on the International Space Station have access to even more advanced hygiene solutions. They use specially designed wipes and towels that are pre-moistened with cleaning solution. These wipes are effective at cleaning the skin and hair without requiring additional water. Water conservation is a crucial aspect of space hygiene. On Earth, we often take for granted the abundance of water available for bathing. In space, every drop of water is precious and must be used efficiently. The International Space Station has a sophisticated water recycling system that collects moisture from the air, purifies it, and makes it available for reuse. This system even recycles astronauts' urine into potable water, ensuring that no water goes to waste. The challenges of space hygiene have led to innovations that have applications beyond space travel. The no-rinse products developed for astronauts are now used in hospitals for bedridden patients and in areas where water is scarce. The water recycling technology developed for space stations is being adapted for use in water-stressed regions on Earth, showcasing how space research can have practical benefits for life on our planet. While space technology has revolutionized hygiene on Earth, keeping astronauts clean in space is a whole different ballgame. You'd think a space station would be the cleanest place imaginable, but the reality might surprise you. The International Space Station, orbiting high above our planet, is actually a breeding ground for bacteria. Let's take you inside this cosmic cleaning conundrum and explore how astronauts stay fresh in their floating home. The closed environment of the International Space Station creates unique hygiene challenges. With limited space and the constant presence of humans, it's like a petri dish in the sky. Bacteria thrive in these conditions, making cleanliness a top priority for astronauts. But here's the catch: traditional cleaning products are too harsh and dangerous to use in the confined space of a spacecraft. So how do they keep things squeaky clean without putting themselves at risk? NASA, always thinking ahead, has developed some ingenious solutions. One of their coolest inventions is special antimicrobial clothing that astronauts can wear for extended periods without getting smelly. You'd be amazed at how effective these space-age threads are at inhibiting bacterial growth. It's like having a personal force field against odor-causing microbes. But clothing is just the start. The air itself needs to be kept clean in this enclosed environment. That's where the HEPA air filtration system comes in. This high-tech air purifier works tirelessly to remove contaminants from the air, reducing the risk of airborne bacteria and other nasty pathogens. It's like having a super-powered air freshener that actually zaps the bad stuff instead of just masking it. Now let's talk about surface cleaning. In space, you can't just grab a bottle of bleach and start scrubbing. Instead, astronauts use specially designed disinfectant wipes that are safe for use in their unique environment. These wipes are effective at eliminating bacteria and viruses, ensuring that all surfaces stay as clean as possible. It's like having a magic eraser that works in zero gravity. But keeping clean is only half the battle. What about staying fresh? This is where NASA's ingenuity really shines. They've developed a special type of soap that doesn't need rinsing. That's right, no-rinse soap. This revolutionary product is designed to break down oils and dirt without the need for water. It's a game-changer for space hygiene, allowing astronauts to stay clean without wasting precious water resources. You might think water is just water, but on the International Space Station, it's liquid gold. While we Earthlings can simply turn on a tap for a refreshing drink or a relaxing shower, astronauts don't have that luxury. In space, every single drop counts, and the reasons might surprise you. Let's take you inside the ISS's water situation. You'd be amazed to learn that getting water up there isn't as simple as loading up a giant space tanker. In fact, launching water to the ISS costs an eye-watering $10,000 per pound. That's right, a gallon of water, which weighs about 8.34 pounds, would cost over $83,000 to send to space. Talk about an expensive drink. So how do astronauts manage their water needs without breaking NASA's bank? The answer lies in an incredible piece of technology, the ISS's Advanced Water Recovery System. This isn't your average water filter. It's a marvel of engineering that turns what we'd normally consider waste into a precious resource. Here's how it works. The system takes everything from astronauts' sweat to urine and puts it through a rigorous purification process. You might be thinking, gross, but hold that thought. This system is so effective that it recovers a whopping 93% of all water used on the station. That includes water from hygiene activities, which means even the moisture from an astronaut's breath gets recycled. But is this recycled water really safe to use? Believe it or not, it's actually cleaner than most tap water you'd find on Earth. The filtration and purification processes are so advanced that they remove more contaminants than your average water treatment plant. So next time you turn on your faucet, remember that astronauts are drinking water that's even purer. Now you might be wondering, do astronauts really use the same water for drinking and showering? The answer is yes. Thanks to the advanced filtration system, all water on the ISS is purified to the same high standard. Whether it's for drinking, food preparation, or personal hygiene, it's all the same ultra-clean H2O. But with water being so precious in space, how do astronauts handle other hygiene tasks? That's where things get really interesting. The ISS has some clever solutions that make the most of every drop. For instance, they use a heated spinning distiller to remove contaminants without relying on gravity. This allows for efficient recycling of water in the microgravity environment of space. Imagine trying to brush your teeth while floating in zero gravity. For astronauts on the International Space Station, this isn't just a silly thought experiment, it's their daily reality. You might think that without gravity, dental hygiene would be a breeze. But in space, even the simplest tasks can become complex challenges that require innovative solutions. Let's take you inside the oral care routine of an astronaut. Believe it or not, they start with something familiar, a regular toothbrush. But that's where the similarities to Earth-based brushing end. In the microgravity environment of the ISS, water doesn't flow like we're used to. There's no sink to lean over, no faucet to turn on. So how do astronauts manage to keep their pearly whites clean? Here's how it works. Astronauts begin by reaching for a drink bag filled with water. They carefully squeeze out a small amount onto their toothbrush. The bristles quickly absorb the liquid, clinging to it in the absence of gravity. This method ensures they only use the bare minimum of water needed for the task. Remember, every drop counts in space. Now comes the tricky part, the actual brushing. As they scrub their teeth, astronauts have to be extra careful to not let any stray water droplets or toothpaste float away. These could potentially damage sensitive equipment or create a mess in the station. It's a delicate balance of maintaining good oral hygiene while also being mindful of their unique environment. But what about when it's time to spit? On Earth, we take for granted the simple act of leaning over a sink and rinsing our mouths. In space, that's not an option. Some astronauts opt to use edible toothpaste, which eliminates the need for spitting altogether. They simply swallow after brushing, making the process much neater and more efficient. However, not all astronauts are comfortable with this method. For those who prefer a more traditional approach, there's another solution: spitting into a towel. It might sound a bit strange, but it's a practical workaround in the absence of gravity. As astronaut 𝒋𝒐𝒊𝒏 candidly put it, it's not the most elegant thing, but you do what you have to do. You'd be amazed at the thought that goes into managing these used towels. The ISS isn't just a spacecraft, it's also a home. Keeping it clean and hygienic is crucial for the health and well-being of its inhabitants. That's why the station is equipped with a specialized washing machine designed to handle hygiene-related laundry. These spit-filled towels are thoroughly cleansed, ensuring that the confined space of the ISS remains as sanitary as possible. This washing machine is a testament to the ingenuity required for life in space. It's not just about cleaning clothes, it's an essential part of the station's overall hygiene system. By efficiently handling items like these dental hygiene towels, it plays a crucial role in maintaining a healthy living environment for the astronauts. Space hygiene innovations are more than just clever solutions for astronauts. They're a testament to human ingenuity and a glimpse into sustainable living practices we can all learn from. The rinseless soaps and water reclamation systems designed for space missions are pushing the boundaries of efficient resource management. These technologies aren't just keeping astronauts clean, they're inspiring new approaches to conservation right here on Earth. Believe it or not, the methods used for personal hygiene in space can teach us a lot about water conservation in our daily lives. By adopting similar practices like using minimal water for cleaning or opting for water-saving products, we can all contribute to a more sustainable future. So the next time you turn on your shower, remember that somewhere above, an astronaut is staying fresh with just a fraction of the water you're using. It's a stark reminder of how we can do more with less when we put our minds to it.